Hello and good evening. Here is the news at 6. First, the highlights. Island Club commends Governor Sanwo-Olu's developmental strides in Lagos State. National Association of Nigerian Students warns against indiscriminate tuition-free hike. On the front in Georgia State, intelligence investigates alleged plot to overthrow government. And in sport, Edo Queens to face Ghana, Burkina Faso, Niger Republic's representatives in Group D of Confederation of African Women's Champions League qualifier. And now the details. I am Akan Usen. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has been commended for the developmental strides of his administration in Lagos State through the Themes Plus agenda. Newly elected chairman of Island Club, Rotimi Martins, who stated this when he led other executive members to pay a courtesy call on Governor Sanwo-Olu at the Lagos House Ikeja, noted that all these efforts are pointers to inclusiveness and a vibrant future for the state. Martins, who informed the governor, who is the patron of the club, on the various activities and intervention projects embarked upon, said an infrastructural renewal fund has been launched to further solidify the identified projects.
Deepest appreciation to Mr. Governor for the remarkable work you and your team are doing in Lagos State. The implementation of the Theme Plus agenda is transforming the lives of Lagosians, fostering development and creating a brighter future for all.
In his response, Governor Sanwo-Olu, who was represented by his Chief of Staff, Tayo Ayinde, congratulated the new executive members of the club and lauded all their initiatives, promising government's continued support towards the club.
I want to welcome you to Lagos State Government on behalf of your patron, who will have loved to be here to receive these new formed executive members of this great club. Island Club is a very, very important club in Lagos State, and it's one of the oldest multinational clubs in Nigeria.
Gifts were presented to the delegation as a sign of the hospitable nature of the state. Commissioner for Economic Planning and Budget, Okwe George, has identified social inclusion, gender equality, and youth participation as key to the success of the 2025 budget. George made this known in his address at the Lagos State Government 2025 Budget Consultative Forum in Ikeja Division. The Commissioner noted that the Consultative Forum, scheduled to hold in 5 divisions of the state, is to bring governance closer to the people and obtain people's ideas and feedback. George explained that Lagos State remains resilient, noting that 23% of the state budget for this year has been reserved for the provision of important infrastructure projects, including Ikeja Overpass Bridge, Lagos Red Line Rail, Okwebi Ojota Link Bridge, Egon Igondo Housing Scheme, and Mushin Food Hub.
We're here to sort of hear from the people and ensure that as a government, we're a responsive government, and we can sort of take back the information they give us and go back and feed into our budget, which we're all currently in process of going through. We're okay with our indices, our sustainability levels are quite good. We can always do better with our IGR. We're also looking at also ensuring that increasing other forms of IGR as opposed to just the regular acts which we do. So it's all work in progress.
Special Advisor to the Governor on Economic Planning and Budget, Lekan Balogun, in his welcome speech, stated that the forum is an opportunity to share ideas with the citizens working towards a greater Lagos. Stakeholders at the event commended the Lagos State Governor for the initiative, which will encourage citizens' participation in the governance process.
The three key things are the challenges of the PWDs in Lagos State. One is health, the second one is housing, the third one is employment. So if the person with disability has a gainful employment, he or she will be able to pay for the house rent.
Foremost, we appreciate this organization and the program because it has given us sense of belonging, and we appreciate the fact that they have extended the program to youths also. So it is a very, very laudable one. At least it is a moment of the government giving us feedback and then requesting information from us to know what we need to be updated.
It's a good one because at least it gives the people, the masses, the opportunity to express their wants, what they need from government, so that government can note them and implement them in the budget.
Our reporter Kayode Mafolashere reports that the event was attended by various stakeholders, including local government chairmen, traditional rulers, community development committee chairman, representatives of National Association of Persons with Disabilities, market men and women, among others. In preparation for the commencement of the e-collab system on the Lekki-Egbe corridor on 4th of August, the Lagos State government has continued to engage stakeholders on the project's implementation. During a stakeholders engagement meeting in Alausa, the Commissioner for Transportation, Oluwaseun Oshiemi, emphasized that the initiative is important in ensuring seamless traffic flow in the Lekki-Egbe corridor, urging stakeholders to disseminate the commencement information to their teams. Oshiemi highlighted the Lekki-Egbe zone as a major investment hub and affirmed the state government's commitment to preventing its deterioration. He also stated that the state government has zero tolerance for non-compliance and enforcement will be stringent. Special Advisor to the Governor on Transportation, Shola Giwa, encouraged full stakeholders' collaboration in replicating the success of the e-collab system in Apapa on Lekki-Egbe zone. In his own contribution, Permanent Secretary Olawale Musa expressed gratitude to the stakeholders for their commitment to the e-collab project and urged them to ensure its success. He assured that traffic enforcement personnel will be on the ground to carry out full enforcement and ensure compliance. The Lagos State chapter of All Progressives Congress APC has joined other well-meaning Nigerians appealing for peace to reign in the country at this period. In a statement, Lagos APC spokesperson Sheye Oladejo, while acknowledging that peaceful protests are an integral component of democratic governance, expressed concerns about the predictable attendant violence and loss of lives and property. According to the statement, the mass destruction of public and private assets during the NSAS protests, which started as a harmless demonstration, remains fresh in memory. The party urged government at the federal and state and local levels to remain sensitive, attentive, receptive, and responsive to the yearnings of the teeming population, most especially the youth, in order to continue to engender confidence and uphold its onerous constitutional responsibility to protect the lives and property of all and sundry. He said the party takes solace in the assurance that patriotic Nigerians will not be deceived into avoidable carnage by people with ulterior motives. And now to the rest of the stories. The National Association of Nigerian Students has warned heads of tertiary institutions against flagrant increases in tuition fees following the federal government's decision to give student loans under the NEL Fund scheme. NANS gave the warning in a statement issued after its 74th Senate seating in Kano. According to NANS, any institution found doing so will face the full wrath and consequences and decisive action against such institutions. On the planned mass protests against the current economic situation, the student body urged its members to remain calm and await the federal government's response to its demands. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, has arrested a 57-year-old alleged leader of a drug cartel, Sulaiman Jimo, popularly known as Temo. NDLEA Director of Media and Advocacy, Femi Babafemi, in a statement said Temo was arrested in Lagos. Babafemi said the arrest was done after many years of evasion and much resistance from the drug dealer and his gang of hoodlums. The NDLEA director said some of the recent seizures of the drug baron's shipments included over 14,000 kilograms of Ghana loud. A strong strain of cannabis sativa smuggled into Lagos from Ghana in 2 trucks and a J5 bus. Babafemi said in the last 2 encounters, men of the NDLEA operatives were engaged in a gunfight with the cartel. The National Insurance Commission, NICOM, has called for collaborative efforts to reposition the insurance profession and rebrand the industry for better understanding of its narrative. The Commissioner for Insurance and Chief Executive Officer of NICOM, Olusegun Omosheyin, who made the call at the investiture of the 52nd President of the Chartered Insurance Institute of Nigeria, CIIN, in Lagos, said this is due to the emerging developments at the global and national levels. Omosheyin affirmed the commitment to promote a robust, resilient, strong and stable insurance industry that contributes to the economic stability and growth of Nigeria in line with the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu and his goal of growing the Nigerian economy to $1 trillion by 2030.
Leadership in the insurance sector is more critical now than ever before as we navigate a world of significant economic challenges and great opportunities. Hence, the insurance industry must continue to evolve and adapt to meet the changing dynamics of our society. As we celebrate this momentous occasion, it is important to reaffirm our collective commitment promoting a robust, resilient, strong, and stable insurance industry.
The Commissioner congratulated the new CIIN President Yetunde Ilori and assured her of continuous support in order to explore additional mechanisms of enhancing the existing relationship and in facilitating improved perception, transparency, and public confidence in the insurance industry. In her acceptance speech, Ilori said there was an urgent need for the industry to come out better from the economic crisis.
No one can deny that Nigeria as a whole and our economy is going through crisis. But the challenge that you and I have as insurance professionals is to make up our minds that we will come out of this crisis counting our gains for the pains that we have experienced. I cannot do it alone, but we can do it together.
She called on all stakeholders to collaborate in the development of the sector. Now to foreign news. Georgia State Intelligence Agency has announced the opening of an investigation into a plot to violently overthrow the government. The State Security Service of Georgia, in a statement, said it is investigating criminal activities aimed at creating unrest, including a plot to kill the honorary chairman of the governing Georgian Dream Party, Bidzina Ivanishvili. The statement accused former high officials of being behind the plot, with local media reports suggesting links to Ukraine. The announcement came amid heightened tension in Georgia over the introduction of a foreign influence law that opponents say illustrates the government is moving closer to Russia. The security service did not name the suspects, but Georgian media reported at least 6 people had been summoned for questioning, most of whom have fought against Russia's invasion of Ukraine. And now sports. Champions Edo Queen will face Sakas Ladies of Ghana, Burkina Faso's Omnisport Etincelle, and Niger's AS Garde Nationale in the CAF Women's Champions League qualifier. The draw ceremony for the competition took place at the CAF headquarters in Cairo, Egypt today. Edo Queens will be making a maiden appearance in the competition as Moses Aduku's side won the Nigerian title in May. The competition will take place between August 10 and 23 in Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire, at the Stade Félix Houphouët-Boigny and Champrou Stadium. The winner will represent the zone in the CAF Women's Champions League. And that's all for the news at 6. Just before we go, maintain adequate distance from a vehicle ahead of you to avoid collision. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms. On X, Traffic Radio 961, Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. On YouTube, subscribe and watch us live on our channel, Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website on www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration generated 12,350 jobs and empowered 17,469 direct and indirect beneficiaries through the Lagos State Agro-Processing Productivity Enhancement and Livelihood Improvement Support appeals? You can get more details on the Lagos State government's website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has been commended for the developmental strides of his administration in Lagos State through the Themes Plus agenda. The National Association of Nigerian Students has warned heads of tertiary institutions against flagrant increases in tuition fees following the federal government's decision to give student loans under the NEL Fund scheme. We also told you that Georgia State Intelligence Agency has announced the opening of an investigation into a plot to violently overthrow the government. And in sports, Nigerian champions Edo Queens will face Hasakas Ladies of Ghana, Burkina Faso's Omnisport Etincelle, and Niger's AS Garde Nationale in a CAF Women's Champions League qualifier. For contact with the newsroom, please send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. And that ends the news broadcast compiled by Adeswa Ejoyoka. I am Akan Usen. Thanks for listening and please stay safe. Good evening.